Hey everybody, it is Christy Bryant with the Best of Austin Living team, and I am here to answer your questions about the Austin real estate market. Today we are going to talk about pricing. Is pricing continuing to go down in Austin? Is a question I get asked often by both buyers and sellers. So let's talk about it. It is not a straightforward answer. Austin is one of the markets that went up the highest during COVID, and so we had a price adjustment depreciation. Actually, a lot of people would not even call it depreciation. Because it was really from that high, so it's an adjustment, a stabilization. So what we're seeing in the Austin market these days is a stabilization across the neighborhoods. And since there are so many homes on the market in Austin, it really goes back to the neighborhoods that price, people are looking at price, so maybe there's a strong competition in those neighborhoods because of price, the schools, location close to central Austin, close to downtown, people moving back into closer to downtown since it's more affordable to be living closer to downtown now than it was a few years ago. So really, when we're talking about pricing, we have to have a specific discussion about each neighborhood. I have clients who, I was just looking at an appraisal that they had from 2023, and I think that probably right now to put their house on the market at that same price is spot on. We have another client who bought in the height of COVID, and it looks like their home is actually worth about half of what it was at that time. That is unusual. That is actually very unusual, but that does happen to some sellers right now. It hasn't happened to many of ours, but I have heard of that happening. And so when we're talking about prices in Austin, it is looking at neighborhood specific. I have another client who they purchased during COVID, but they're about to sell for quite a bit more than what they purchased for. They've also put updates into the house. So when you're looking at pricing with whoever you're working with, hopefully it's with us, you want to have a neighborhood specific discussion about the pricing. When we look at pricing at the Best of Austin Living team, we are doing as close to what a lender's appraiser does as we possibly can. We're looking at plus or minus 20% of the square footage of the house that you're comparing it to, plus or minus 5 years built, which is easy in a cookie cutter neighborhood. But if you're in a neighborhood like Travis Heights, where there have been so many homes that have been knocked down, built up, completely remodeled, no longer a 1940s house, really it's more like a house built in the 2000s, you have to, a plus or minus 5 years doesn't always work out. And then as close to the house as you can. You could go out as far as 3 miles. In most neighborhoods that doesn't make sense. You want to be within that same specific neighborhood. Look at homes that have sold in the same elementary school zone. If you can, look at single story and single story, two story. If a house has a pool, don't compare it to a house without a pool. Those kinds of things. So when we're looking at pricing, there are many, many things that we're looking at. We're not just looking at the house across the street because it might be more than 20% of the square footage. It might be a house with a pool. So you have to really hone in on what you're comparing to. And then we look at the overall price trends for both Austin and for that neighborhood itself. So for example, for the house that I was looking at that they have an appraisal from 2023, I looked at the comps and then I looked at the stats for the entire neighborhood for that whole area. What was the price adjustment, price appreciation, was there depreciation? And actually that particular neighborhood was very stable. It's been very stable. And so I am sorry that it's not a real straightforward answer, but that's why it's important to work with somebody who's going to advise you. Look at your specific property, what you've done to it, your particular updates, or if you're the buyer, that's our responsibility then to look at that, look for the closest comps that we can, and then find a path forward, find a path to yes. If y'all have questions, please reach out to us, 512-994-9206, and we are ready and able and happy to help you so much. Hope everybody has a good day.